All right, what it do, good people? What it do? Hopefully, you are feeling well today. Happy Wednesday. If you are listening to this live or in the recording, you already know you're with Lit Love Journey. And we like to think of ourselves as a reading collective for the culture, which just means we like to promote anything that deals with Black literature, Black literary events, and then, of course, Black book clubs and anything Black in literary. So today I'm so super excited because, if you've been following our journey this year, it's been a bit different than in previous years. And we basically have been partnering with various book clubs throughout the United States and kind of more or less being their reading buddy, right? Which means that we partnered with them for the month to read along with them. And during these book episodes, we have an opportunity to learn about what they're doing in their neck of the woods and learn about their reading styles and also learn more about how they show up for themselves and for their community. So I'm super excited, y'all, because you may or may not know. Again, I go by Simona Ray. I just want to share with y'all a little something I came up with this intro. I go by Simona Ray on social media platforms, and I consider myself a fly girl, like the legendary pen of Omar Tyree. But I want to share with y'all, I've never been a prisoner's wife. However, I do, in the literal sense, love the writing style of Asha Bandel. And perhaps one day I hope to live in a yellow house like that depicted by Sarah Bloom in terms of the brilliance of culture and cultural decadence that she provides in her writing style. So that's just something new, y'all. That was almost off the dome. I just want to do a different intro for myself, and then also I want to bring up these brothers here from St. Louis, and some of y'all may know I'm a Midwest baby as well. So I feel privileged, and I feel like this is gonna be a good conversation to be with some brothers from the Midwest as well. What up, y'all?
What up? What up? How you
What
doing?
up?
Somebody had a wait. Did somebody have a clothing change?
I thought I should
Represent.
represent a little
Hey,
bit.
okay. Well then, hold on. Start us off, Mario. Who you with? And who are you? Tell the folk.
I am Mario Cables. I go by Mario. I'm the co-founder, one of the co-founders of Black Men Read. I'm also the CFO and secretary, Black Men Read. We get into a Black Men Read do a little bit deeper into it, but yeah, I'm Mario.
All right. So I'm Keyon, co-founder, president of Black Men Read, and go by I consider myself to be like a teddy bear, like Winnie the Pooh. I grew up on that. I love my honey and I love my money, but I ain't walking around with no pants on. I got to keep my pants on.
That was your freestyle, right? I love Thank you for being with the shits, the shenanigans. Okay, when you say Winnie the Pooh, I was like, this man just referenced. I'm like Winnie the Pooh. I love it. I love it. Can I just say y'all already breaking stereotypes? First off, Keon, you referring to Winnie the Pooh, right? That's breaking out for like a gender stereotype. And here come Mario with what he shared a second ago, being a secretary, which for some of y'all may not know, it's 2023. So the youngins, that may sound like normal to you. But back in the day, in terms of the role of secretary, primarily it was women, if we're going to be like a buck, right? Keep it a buck. And when it comes to like the conception that men don't read, particularly Black men don't read, I feel like y'all are just y'all breaking the mold, which is so super dope. Honestly, I applaud y'all for what y'all doing. Can you just share, kind of walk us through the journey again? Virtually, we in St. Louis with y'all. So rap with us in terms of how it came into fruition.
So we was actually eating Mexican food, me, Mario, his wife, who was my best friend since we were like 8 years old. So we almost 30 years of friendship. So we were just talking about, like, yo, do you read books? He was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I read books too. He's like, let's start a book club.
The simplest thing.
It was just the simplest thing.
Because it was hard to find somebody. For me, it was hard to find somebody else who enjoyed reading. You know what I mean? It ain't that many black men that straight enjoy reading. So when I finally found, I'm like, yeah, I'm down.
That's real. Not eat Mexican food though. It just started talking about books. That combination too. It's just y'all breaking norms. What could I say?
Hey, we had to read the menu. You know, it was a robust menu. Not like Cheesecake Factory, but you know.
Because some folk, you can tell they can't read by how they order their food. Up
Right.
here stumbling. Can I get a
Right.
prosciutto?
Can you add 2 free refees? What's the free? Let me get 2 of the refees.
What the world? Lord, reading can help you dine better. Okay, if y'all didn't hear that takeaway, you read a book, it can help you dine better. Okay, you try to court somebody, get up on reading. Okay,
Exactly.
you be able to impress her or him, whoever you dating. So I love that. And how long have y'all been in existence?
Since 2020, we met up virtually. Doing COVID and everything,
Right.
and so then after that, it just evolved into a nonprofit organization. And here we are now. So we actually just got a keys to a new office today too. Yes.
Congratulations. That's
Yes.
dope.
So yeah, we just we pick out a book based off, we kind of we vote on it, but it all has to make sense and align. So how we're doing it now is people have to kind of sell their book to us. So within the group, so like, why should we read this book? How does it align with our mission and what we're doing, and tell us about the author. So I feel like the telling about the author, this tells a lot about the book too, because like the author's journey, you get a sense of the book and everything. And so we do that, and then we vote on it, and we meet up the end of the month, the fourth Friday each month, and that's when we discuss the book.
Not on a Friday. Y'all picked the prime club night at that. Again, y'all breaking stereotypes.
Hey, we hit up the club afterwards though, sometimes.
Look, that's real. Look.
Or when early on we actually met at a bar.
Yeah.
That's good. That's dope.
So yeah, we was at the bar drinking, talking about books.
Did y'all have the books with y'all? Like, paint the picture for us.
So me, honestly, I keep the physical book. And this is a new norm. A lot of the members, they do the audio books because we on the go.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I either do the physical or I have the audio, the physical, and I have it on my iPad. So I can't miss a beat because I like doing the highlighting, the notes and everything. So yeah, we had the books, almost had some of our notepads out and everything. So we real serious about this. It's just about improving our lives.
Oh, that's so dope. And is that the mission? Because you said every book club doesn't have a mission, right? And to just evolve into a nonprofit, again, it's not a small feat, right?
Yeah.
So again, just trying to tease out more so folks can like see how serious y'all are. You show up, y'all get together, but what is the mission of Black Men Read?
So the mission is to use literacy to teach social awareness, self-love using literature. And the reason why we started the nonprofit, so it was, the book club, it evolved to a nonprofit because my older brother got murdered on Mother's Day last year and he was illiterate. So the connection was, if he was literate, how would his life have changed? Would he have more options? Would he been in this neighborhood? Would he have been in St. Louis? So it's just the power of literacy, can change lives. Just that one book, that one passage could plant the seed of just that thought to make you do something different outside the norm, outside your environment and what you physically see.
Absolutely. And Mario, would you mind like responding to that too? Just in terms of like when you think of kind of where and why y'all started, like what keeps you still connected to it? Because you still have to have like a personal affinity for the work, right? In order to show up behind it.
So for me, of course, started with just the book club. When it transitions to a nonprofit, it's kind of crazy because at Keyon's brother's funeral release, I got the message that my brother was going. But like my brother died was like a week after Keon's.
Yep.
So for me, that and it's 9 of us, so and he was the first to go, so that hit hard for me. and I found a real brotherhood with especially Keyon, because he at that time only person I knew that could come close to relating what I was feeling. So when he said the nonprofit and his thought behind it, I had to get behind it. Like it just made all the sense in the world. And
Mm.
for me, how I continue to push hard, because that's like I could never replace my brother, but I gained like a whole nother group of brothers. You know what I mean? So to me, this I'm Black Man Reed. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Oh, that's so dope. Can I
it's
just
deeper than rap.
look? And I imagine there was no hazing involved, right? It's kind of just the opposite. Y'all like existing to heal as opposed to like inflicting more violence and pain.
Exactly.
That's so dope. Brother Terry, what up, brother? You just in time.
Thank you. Hey, how you doing today? I'm glad to be here. I'm not sure where you guys are starting off or leaving off. I'm sorry for my late attendance stuff.
Tell us about yourself, bro. This Terry.
All
Tell
right.
what you do. What you do.
Okay. So, full-time accountant, full-time dad right now. Man, I'm just excited to be a part of the organization. I'm excited about being a part of this right now. Our organization have been taking strides over this last year. Thanks to Keyon and Mario, they've been putting in a lot of work. I see Keon as my brother. I've been knowing him for 10 years. And they came together and they said, hey, man, we about to start a book club. And that was in like 2020 during the pandemic, when you didn't have that much morale around like seeing each other and actually interacting with anybody. And it was like, hey, man, the things that they said to hide from Black men is to hide it in a book. So they encouraged me to even like grow into reading more on my own. But the book club, to be able to speak candid to each other, to hear each other's life experiences, it was just very powerful. And that's the reason why I actually became a part of the organization. And they just been, motivating me to do better. I mean, each book is teaching us a different lesson, and we just been trying to grow with that.
Say that again, because that's an excellent soundbite. You said each book does what?
Teach us a different lesson, and we just trying to grow with it.
I'm so serious. Like those are the types of things like that can motivate. I feel like the next to like pick up a book, right? As cliche or cheesy as it may sound, like life is challenging, right? So I mean,
Yes.
to say like, oh, you have an opportunity to latch on to something that can be a teaching guide or a teaching source is super dope. And to have like a brotherhood of men, that you can do it collectively with and create community. What's better than that? You know? So again, I applaud y'all. And y'all not bragging enough, I feel like. I'm on your Instagram, from time to time, so I see different things. So folks don't notice when they're listening to this episode, but I want you to just like, can you also talk about the connection and how you give back, not just to the brothers who are in your peer circle, right? There's another component with youth. So if you wouldn't mind just kind of sharing some of the things y'all do on that aspect too.
So we go to different preschools and we read to kids. And we also go to the Ronald McDonald House. We cook for the families there. And we go to different boys' homes and we cook and we talk about, books and just, talk to them. And so the thing is, perception is reality. And you don't see a lot of Black men in these spaces doing it. So we trying to change the perception and, therefore change the reality. And so it's just, just being good dudes. Like, I mean, honestly, it's just the right thing to do. It just comes naturally. And every time we pour into other people, it feeds us and it drives us even more to go harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
That's so
think
dope.
I think another thing that we do that kind of, I guess, really has put us in the forefront is we support all other organizations, nonprofits, businesses, everything. Like when they need somebody to help set up, or we've been doing escorts a couple times and everything. Escorts mean, escort the women into the building. We done that, and by doing that, we it opened up a lot of doors for us and a lot of opportunities for us.
Yeah.
So I think that's another thing. Like
That's dope. So you saying you actually provide service to other organizations when they request y'all like presence or involvement?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Y'all travel?
Hey, they could be. Hey, I cover the expenses. We there. You feel me? But
We're
yeah,
gonna tell look. Y'all travel. How far is the distance for service work? I
but
can think
like
of some
one of
events.
hey, we all for it. Like one of our biggest things is like with the difference between a closed fist and an open hand is you can give and receive with an open hand. You know, a closed fist you can't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we actually got something in the process. Terry, he's helping another nonprofit get together. It's actually another, what is it? Rappers that read.
Yeah, rappers that read. So they go into it's actually Zeus. He goes into different schools. He had collaborated with Wendy's, bringing a couple students there, actually teaching the fundamentals of like why is reading so important. Also, bringing in the rap culture into it because rap is very influential, definitely to our culture. So that's one of the partnerships that we have done. And then the other partnership, and I think we don't even talk about it that much, the one with the suit fitting. We
Oh
did that
yeah.
also at the Kappa house. That was great, just to have high school students getting ready, knowing what their size is for, the suits that they were going to be wearing, and actually being able to pick out suits there and then possibly get them tailored later. So.
Yeah, that was with the Diamond Divas Real Men Don't Hit initiative.
Mm.
Hmm.
Partnering with them with that.
Yeah. And the idea is to fix us because broken men break women. You know, so we can heal.
Can I condone? I'm in agreement.
Yeah, so we gotta heal ourselves because we are the foundation of the home. So we gotta be on point. So that's a big thing. Like we read a lot of self-help books and everything and have
Mm.
those conversations. So we can be vulnerable amongst each other and also hold each other accountable on each other's BS and everything.
And that could be hard. I mean, for real. I imagine. The good thing is, it sounds like a lot of y'all have had long-term friendships. But
Hmm.
how does it work when somebody's coming into the tribe and they're newer, or they really don't have like the connection between, you, Mario, or Terry? Like, is it just the same in terms of that connection?
Open arms. Open
Yes.
arms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Open
Yeah. I
arms.
mean, it's the authenticity because I mean, honestly, like we I'm going vulnerable. We all are vulnerable in this space, and we let them know like, yo, this is a brotherhood, and I mean, it just works out that way because I feel like people recognize authenticity because you see so much fake stuff, experience the fakeness, and once you can recognize something that's real and genuine, and I think the people that come through they recognize it as being genuine, and it just works out. I don't put too much thought into it. I just go because this is really 100% passion that's pushing this.
Gotcha. That's dope. So I'm hearing you say like folks that folks that come in, whether they know someone or not, they gravitate and they're able to like find roots, or get rooted into what y'all doing because it's a real thing. It's not
Yeah,
for the show. It's not for the gram. It's for like true benefit of who just investing into your people, into
yeah,
what you're doing,
exactly.
y'all. Can we just? I want to clap it up. I'm a real life clap it up for y'all because if ain't nobody told y'all doing some dope shit, y'all doing some dope shit. I just want to again. I could say it differently, and I hope if there are babies, I will alter my language. I have like a sailor's. Yeah, I should have gave that disclaimer. I try to identify different ways to say different things if I know little ones are near, but if not, explicit, yeah, it just kind of naturally comes out. But I mean it with all seriousness. Thank y'all for contributing to the literary community and the way y'all are doing, and just being there to be a vessel for youngins or youngins in general community because we need that, right? We need more groups and more community folks that are willing to lend their time, lend their energy, and doing it in a way that's authentic, and it's really just about like community growth, right? Some of us don't know what that look like because we've never been given that, when we were younger. So to hear about your mission and the work that y'all doing, I love it. So I want to try to transition at this point to learn more about, when you think of yourself as a reader, right? And it's just me spitballing. I know, again, I told y'all in the very beginning, there's a guide how this conversation will go, and then there's like how the conversation will go. But when you think about your love for reading, and when you think about, just how quick and how easy it was for y'all to set up a book club and keep it going through years, most folks don't realize like that again is no small feat. To be consistent for 3 years and read together as a collective is not as easy as it sounds. Life comes up, right? And there are so many opportunities to say no, or so many opportunities to divert your attention to other paths. So I am wondering individually, like, how do y'all stay active and like interested and motivated to continue to read?
First.
I can go ahead. I think the main thing is accountability. I believe one of our first books that we read was The Ways of the Superior Man, and it's about holding your brother accountable. Like it's been time that we have, slipped down and like, hey, we haven't been reading like we should, and then someone will ping the chat like, hey, we need to get on this. We need to start reading this book, and we need to pick up where we left off. So I think the accountability is one of the things, and then just you have to have a curiosity of keep on learning to order to achieve. So, but the accountability is one of the biggest things that I think helped us when we were thinking that we were going to slide, or we haven't been um, doing it as regularly as we should. So.
That's dope. And I think I caught you say, just to extract something from what you said. You also said y'all have a text message thread, right? So that also has to fit, that's an important vehicle, right?
Yeah.
To communicate out. So that's dope.
So yeah, that was how I originally started. And we fell off for like a couple months in the beginning before we became a nonprofit. So us forming the nonprofit, that was, let them know like, yo, this is exactly what we're doing, what it is. And we've been consistent since, And I mean, we'll get caught up. We might have a month where we'll have a lot of events to do. So we'll have the book already selected, and we just may push it back. Some books may take 2 months, to get through it. So, as long as we get through it and we meet up and talk about it, and then, if nobody if you didn't finish it, it's all good, because we're gonna bring each other up to speed and just, make sure you get the gist of the book, and we can talk about, what I learned from it and how you can apply it in your everyday life. So
And then for me, reading the book and then applying it. Then when I see like when we go help another, like when we go to the boys' home and cook for the boys' home, and to see the reaction, or when we do the suits with the kids and see the reaction, like I get re-energized all over again. Let's do it all over. Just seeing that effect that really just us being there have. That's what keep me going. That's what really keep me into it. So in my spare time, I find time to do something for the organization, because I'm really. It's almost like I'm looking for that thrill to see another kid smile just because we made waffles.
That's real. That is again. So I always like to paraphrase, because like when we share our individual stories and our motivations, I'm a firm believer that sometimes, just to summarize or give like a highlight is important. So one of the things I kind of noticed from what all of you really have expressed is just the service component, right? And I think every book club is set up a little bit differently, right? Throughout the year, I've had opportunities to connect with folks on the West Coast, folks in the UK, folks in Indiana, folks in DC, and I feel like everybody structures themselves a little bit differently. But it definitely sounds like for y'all, service is an integral part, and that was one of the reasons why y'all started the nonprofit and how y'all been able to stay actively doing what y'all do. Okay, but I want to ask another drill down question when it comes to individually how you show up as a reader. Do y'all have like favorite places to read? Like, how do y'all structure y'all self, like y'all routine life, to really fit it in? Because sometimes folks will say, "I do not have the time," especially men or women who are already parents who have high level jobs. Like, how do you structure it in?
So for me, I got my little office space. So sometimes like I'm a last minute type of person. I'm a procrastinator. So if I know we got a meeting like maybe the last week, I'm like, yo, I gotta read this book. So I'll just sit down and just power through it. Or sometimes I'll probably, because I have a lot of books, I'm probably reading like at least like 4 or 5 books at the same time. It's kind of bad. But for like the book that we're particularly reading, sometimes if I know I'm kind of slacking in reading it, I'll probably purchase the audio book so I can listen to it in my car or in my downtime if I'm playing a video game or something. But I'll like have a notepad so I can take notes to make sure I'm retaining the information and I'm comprehending everything that I'm hearing. But yeah, it's just you just got to make time for it.
Okay.
For me, I'm a robotics tech, so I don't have time for real. So I don't get the book. I'm a audiobook person. I listen to it while I'm at work. I listen to it while I'm on my way to work. I'm opposite from Keyon as far as reading. Like, as soon as we get the book, I'm already reading it. Like, I'm almost done with the next book already. There was an audio version of it. So, but then I come back and listen to it again right before, like a week before the meeting, to get caught back up on the book. But yeah, my time is audiobooks. As I'm doing my work or as I'm driving, I'm listening to the book. It's actually better than listening to music sometimes.
Okay, say that again. Folks maybe need to try that out.
It is. It's way better. You already know what the song gonna say. It ain't gonna teach you nothing new.
Exactly.
The book is.
That part. So you being eager to learn.
Yeah.
That's real.
For me, I listen to audiobooks. But in the morning around, I wake up around like 5:30 in the morning, and then like I'm gonna be transparent. Like when I'm on the John or things like that, I pick up the book just a little bit at a time. And I think early in the morning is probably like the easiest time because you instead of picking up my phone, I actually just go ahead and pick up that book and start reading it, and it's just a little bit at a time. And even Atomic Habits talk about just 1%, a little bit every day of improvement, you'll start growing. So,
Yo, that's real. Look, it's not TMI here. Look, the
yeah,
whole point is to talk about useful tactics, right?
yeah,
How people read and apply it to their own life. So definitely heard some cool things in terms of being a multi-book reader, right? Or a single book reader, or do it while you're on the job. Just knock 2 things out at one time, okay? Make it work for you. I think that's dope. And obviously all of y'all get down with audiobooks, which is still super cool. Because to y'all point, it allows you to, still, get done with other tasks, right? So you're able to compound, good habits together. So, and I know we're about to get into the book in a second, but let people know, what's your favorite book all time? Like, what book would you recommend right now to the next one, like a stranger? What's your favorite book? Name it out.
Way of the Superior Man. I feel like that was like the first book that we read in our organization that's like set the strong foundation. And yeah, I applied like everything from that book. I applied it to my life, and it changed my life.
Who's the author?
I couldn't even tell you the author.
That's real. No judgment. Look.
Some white guy.
Okay.
Ironically.
Oh, good. Well, and give the title one more time for folks.
Way of the Superior Man.
By David DeVee.
David DeVee.
Okay. That's
and
real.
it's the free audio book. It's available on YouTube. You want to listen to it. But what it does is it breaks down the difference between masculine energy and feminine energy.
Hmm.
And it just explains on like, the different traits of women and men and how to be a superior man. And honestly, it just boils down to like to moving with love.
Hmm.
You know.
So it's better than the Steve Harvey version. Think like a man.
Oh yeah. Cause I mean that's think like a man. This is being a man, you feel me?
That part. That distinction from how you think to how you act.
Exactly.
Right. Word. That's what's up. Mario, Terry, what's your favorite read all time?
I would definitely say that was one of the favorite reads, but I would tell everybody if they because that's a pretty deep, heavy book. It took us a couple times that we had to go back to a chapter and look into it and get an even deeper understanding of that chapter. I tell another good read is the Four Agreements, and that's by Don Ruse. And that's a good book. It tells about your journey, how to get there, and knowing what your path is. It's not as heavy as the Way of the Superior Man, but it's a good journey, understanding yourself, knowing your path, knowing what your truth is, and growth from there.
I keep hearing about that book. Shame. It's such a shameful thing to admit I haven't read it yet. That is on my list for the holiday season. Affirmation. Appreciate it.
So for me, if I was to advise a book, it would definitely be The Way of the Superior Man.
Mm.
But I think my favorite book is The Miseducation of the Negro.
Mm,
And that's my favorite book because that was the hardest for me to read. Like that book, it made me check myself. I had to put the book down. Like, man, he talking about me. You know what I mean? And I had to come back to it, but it is the West Pyramid. I say it's a must. And then the Miseducation Negro by what's this Carter Goodwin Woodson.
yeah, Carter G. Woods. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite book because it really make you check yourself.
Mm.
And I
Check
got
your people.
and I got the bonus one. This is the book. This is my all-time favorite. The autobiography of Malcolm X. That's the book that actually got me into reading. And like I probably read that book at least 4 times.
That's a classic. That's a classic. I feel like y'all gave uh it was so dope. Y'all gave 4 solid, titles. All by men. No shade, no shade, no shade though. I ain't hear no female authors up in that lens, but I love that, they're heavy hitters, right? And you gave books that again are meant to be read for the intention of improving how you show up in the world. So it's almost like to some degree, like your entertainment, the entertainment facet of reading for y'all is like it's educational. It's almost like edutainment, um, which I think is super dope. I think it's always kind of very interesting to learn that a lot of female readers don't spend as much time in the self-help or awareness or kind of genre of reading. I do wonder when it comes to like how y'all show up. Do y'all read fictional books at all? Just curious. Or most?
Yeah, I do. I'm into anime. I can probably see like the little artwork in the back. So I do a lot of comics and graphic novels, and I do like novels based on certain animes and stuff. So yeah, I read what's that? The not the Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones.
All right, just was wondering. Again, I noticed a bit of a trend. Men, and this is something we always struggle with, even Lit Love Journey when we were a traditional book club and we were engaging men. And to some degree, I always think it's dope. And I think y'all, you shared with me, y'all have done a partnership with a sister book club before, right? Am I making that up?
No, either.
No? Okay, maybe I'm making it up. Okay, never mind. Okay, the general gist I've gotten from men is that when women are involved in terms of like feeling like you have an opportunity to get your voice heard, it's kind of less, right? Men feel less capable, or not want to say capable because that's making an assumption, but they aren't able to perhaps share their thoughts as readily when women are involved. But I again notice the distinction that men again, just my experience, don't tend to read a lot of fictional books. So even when you think like the Nipsey book club, or you think about like other book clubs that are predominantly men, I'm noticing a trend that they tend to like read a lot of, you all tend to read a lot of like nonfiction, a lot of self-help, a lot of awareness books, which I guess again, kudos to y'all, because some of us are still reading like trash books, like Black urban fiction, and it's just stuff that is,
Zane.
I mean, being honest, yeah. So kudos to y'all, I guess, in that sense. But again, I imagine still, whether or not you learn a little or a lot from a book, still all a positive, right? Because reading itself is just so powerful in terms of giving us not only a vocabulary, giving us an opportunity to journey somewhere else, right? Outside of our environment without ever having to leave our house. So speaking of leaving our house and journeying to a place, this here book, I took off the cover because I don't like nosy people knowing what I'm reading when I'm out and about.
Okay.
So but it is the Atomic Habits. And if y'all have y'all books beside y'all, I would love to transition to talk a little bit about the book. Talk about the book, but don't give spoilers, right? So if we could do a books up, bad vibes down real quick. I appreciate y'all.
One of y'all grab y'all phone.
Where your book at? Terry, where your book at, man? Where your book at?
This one was on audio. I did audio.
Well, I'm sorry. Hold it up spiritually. Hold it up spiritually, brother.
I got it in my ears right now.
I love it. All right. So this book, have y'all already discussed it as a club?
Yes.
Did people love it or hate it?
Oh, they loved it.
Hey, look.
Okay. Generally speaking, why did they love it? I'm curious. Like, what was some of the top highlights as to why?
So so Terry spoke on it earlier, but it's about, so you tend to look at the overall goal and it becomes overwhelming. So if your goal is to lose like 100 pounds, that's overwhelming. And it's just about doing like that 1% improvement, focusing on the process. And so if you can do at least 1% improvement every day, at the end of the year, it's 365% improvement. So that's a tremendous it's a tremendous amount. So it's just about changing the way you think in order to make new habits and to break bad habits.
Mindset, brother, it's about your mind.
Okay, get your mind right. So it's just with the brothers that come through. I mean, with us wanting to improve upon ourselves. This book just fits, and it kind of it goes to the science and the psyche behind improving.
And was this your first book that kind of talked on that wavelength, or more the same?
As far as habits,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because like one of the biggest takeaways I can say about the book is habits shape your identity. Like honestly, your identity is based off of all your habits.
So think about that though. With that being said, you can be whoever you want to be if you adjust your habits to become that person. Become the type of person. You have no limitations. You can be whatever type you want to be, as long as you can slowly that 1% adjust your habits.
So was Nas wrong or right?
Was Nas wrong or what Nas say?
I know I can be what I want to
be
if I work hard at it. So is it about working hard at it, or what is it really about?
It's consistency.
Yeah. It's
that
about
1% ain't hard, but it's being consistent with that 1%. Because as you can go that 1% positive, you can go that 1% negative too.
One of the big things out of the book, I believe it says, when you work out, you're not working out to lose weight. You're working out as you are an athlete. When you play music, you're not playing music as this is the last song you're playing. You're a musician. So you have to change your mind and your thoughts about those things that you're doing, and actually know that you're embodying this. This is your identity, where you're becoming. So it's not just about getting to the goal like Keyon. It's about having those systems in place, knowing what your cues are, and then seeing what those cues are and trying to tailor it for you can have the best result. So
Yeah.
Any one of y'all, if you feel so comfortable, can you share like in terms of a habit that you would either break or improve because of this book? Like, what are some real life applications?
So with me, okay, so I get manicures now. So so and it's crazy because he said it in the book, but a guy he bit his nails, but like I work with my hands. I work with people, customers I sell. And so I started getting manicures and then seeing the reaction that I got from, people saying, "Oh my God, your nails are so nice." Now that's my identity. So now I like having nice nails. So now I'm known as the guy with nice nails, And so I kept getting my manicure because people liked it. So
It's such. I'm not laughing. You do know I'm not.
I got you.
I'm not laughing at you, but you're right though. Like, it's funny how you can just change that one little thing, and it improves like how you see yourself, and it improves like the type of person that you are, right? To some degree, is what I hear you saying, and how others perceive you.
Exactly.
That's what's up. Okay. Anybody else, if you feel so comfortable to share?
The best example I could think of is like I share what I do with my coworkers at work, and like the tips he gave was make to try to make a so you don't like I do a habit to make it fun. So like now at work, I encourage them like, hey man, we gotta have fun. So we gonna team up or we gonna compete with each other just to make the job funner. And it's making the work environment a little bit better because now instead of coming to work dreading being there, they come in like, okay, who up next? I'm gonna win today. Is it make the whole day go about a little bit better.
That's good stuff right there. Look, Lord knows that makes life a little bit better when you're able to enjoy your work environment, and it's not like this whole like disdain kind of distinct or stark difference between work, home, and social. All of it's a bit more enjoyable. That's dope.
um, with me, I used to not be as productive as I wanted to be at work, and I would notice like certain things, certain cues that I would do, take the less resistance, and I would look at TV more. So one of the things that I did after reading the book was just unplug the TV, and so it makes it harder to be accessible for me. And then after I like when I feel like I'm need to want to watch TV, I was like, oh no, well I got to plug it back up, I got to do this, and then I got to realize what the result of that is. It's not finishing my goals. It's just at the end of the day, I'm just procrastinating. So I
Mm-hmm.
work harder doing that. Well, from reading the book. So.
Say that one again. He unplugs his TV, y'all.
Mhm.
I remember reading that part of the book, and I was just like, for me at least, applied it to my life. I'm like, but what if most of your TV watching is on your phone?
Phone
You got about one of them little lock boxes. They got a timer on it.
yeah. Hey,
Okay.
that's a whole different beat.
Okay. I didn't know that was a thing, but that makes sense. Okay. So maybe just taking opposite. What I feel like for me, and again, I think I told Keyon this, or I shared it with you, is that, as someone who maybe perhaps to a fault, spends a lot of time reading authors that are primarily Black or brown. It was dope to read this alongside y'all, because I'm also someone who personally, I don't tend to read a lot of self-help. And again, even people in my circle, to some degree, I would say it's not as common either. And just to be able to read, an author again that's not Black, and in a genre that I typically don't, you know, interact with, it was super dope. And although I didn't quite finish it, I plan to Because I know that, overall, a lot of the stuff he talks about, his writing style is actually really easy to read. It's not like a bore. I do feel like, it's a challenging job to write in a way where folks want to continue to read, and it's still has a lot of, like, he actually story tells to some degree, right?
Yeah.
He interweaves the science with the real applications and gives examples, and just the summaries even of each chapter, I think format wise is really nice. And so when he talks about the whole aspect of even visualizing the person you want to become, and kind of asking yourself, is this what a healthy person would choose? Or asking yourself, is this what whatever the goal it is you have for yourself, is this what this person would do in this situation? I think, like, for me at least, that was kind of one of the most probably like vital or
Yeah.
important things I kind of took away from the book. And just thinking about like the compound of habits, I always felt like that was just a great way to multitask, like compound as many good habits, right?
Yeah.
um but to see that there's like real, it all can add up, right, in a real tangible way is super dope too. So again, thank y'all so much for again taking our time in this your evening. I know we all have so many busy lives. I know that to talk books, for some it may seem like a bore, but the way y'all sport reading in such a way that again is relatable and authentic, and you still showing up as yourselves, I think it's super important, because reading is not meant to be like this, you know only the upper echelon do it, or
Right.
very academic, right, to read a book. Y'all still showing up as yourselves, which is super dope. How can people latch on to what y'all doing? How can they plug in? Is there anything y'all got going on that you just want to make sure folks know about, or we can help to illuminate? I can help to illuminate.
So follow us on Instagram at Black Men Read STL. Just tap in, and we got the website blkmenread.org. If you want to donate, we got our newsletter, and what we're doing November 30th. So we're going to train men how to tutor their children.
Hmm.
So we're doing this in St. Louis, free event. So we're just trying to get more men involved into their child's education, and just acquire those skills to learn how to teach. So we're teaching teachers.
I love that. Because you can't assume just because you're a pappy that you know how to teach your youngin.
Exactly.
You can't. I mean, you can't assume that, right?
Yeah.
Especially not in today's age.
And we just want to get the kids away from these screens all the time, and pick up a book and learn something. And me being a father, my son just turned 3 months, and Terry, his son, just turned 5 months. So we both new fathers.
That's dope.
So this is bigger than us. So we want to practice what we preach, walk the walk, talk the talk.
Hey. Kudos to y'all. Kudos to y'all. I feel like I hope y'all know, from a Lit Love Journey perspective, when it comes to anything that y'all are doing, please know, instant supporter of anything that y'all are doing. And if there's any way we can ever, in the future, collaborate or just be in support, or just be able to share at the very low level content that you all have, please tag us. We want to be there. We want to be able to be seen as a clearinghouse again for anything literary and Black. So when it comes to anything you have going on in St. Louis, or if there are things going on in other places or across the United States that we are talking about, please don't hesitate to reach out. We really want to be this kind of like hub again, and network that ties it all together. And so that way, any given time, no matter where you are in the world, ideally long term, the goal is to also make sure that folks know, again, when you talk about being lit for literature, it's a double entendre. Obviously, lit
Yeah,
literature, right? But being lit for literature, having the love and realizing that there's a journey that can happen through reading, right? Not the relationships that you have, right, with those you read with, but then also being able to realize you could tap in literally anywhere in the United States or world and realize there's an opportunity, right? There's sisters, for instance, in the British Virgin Islands that are setting up reading retreats and who are doing book festivals. And it's becoming, even to some degree, a market for even tourism, right? And realizing that you can tap in through literature, right?
Yeah.
So you can come because of the food. You can go to an island or a place because of the weather, or, you know, this celebrity said it, but you can also tap in because you like to read or want to learn about new authors. So please, please, please know that it's on the horizon. And I appreciate each of you for taking out time in your schedule again. If you have any closing words or closing thought, feel free to share it. If not, forever hold your peace. And I hope to connect with y'all continuously on IG and Facebook.
Okay. I just want to say, lead with love. It's so simple. Lead with love. Positive vibes, positive energy. You are a reflection with who you are and how you feel. So you want to reflect positive vibes and love to yourself with every interaction.
That's real.
I want to say Ubuntu. Ubuntu means I am because we are.
Mm,
It's kind of like our motto you could say, I
yeah.
am because we are. Ubuntu.
Okay. Dope.
And I just want to thank you for having us on your platform. I think this is a great opportunity for Black Men Read, and we really appreciate it just for us to be able to talk candidly with you, and just get our name out there a little bit more too. So I really appreciate you because you know you set this up too. So we really want to give you a round of applause for all the work that you did with us.
Shout out to Lil Love's Journey.
Appreciate y'all, brothers. Appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a beautiful remainder of the week and of the season. And yeah, plug in through Instagram. We'll be kind of changing up some things. Our website should be up and running soon, the next month or so. So appreciate y'all so very much, and definitely let's stay in touch.
Peace.
All right, y'all. Peace, peace.